What separates you from the people in your niche who have no real experience in your topic and just make videos repeating what they've heard online? If you can't answer that question instantly, it means you're making one of the biggest mistakes on YouTube. So today I'm going to show you 5 critical things business owners must say or do in every video they make so that viewers instantly want to listen to them more than anyone else in their niche. These 5 things have helped me generate hundreds of millions of views and tens of millions of dollars for myself and my clients. To start, what is this big mistake I'd say 99% of businesses make on YouTube? Well, it works like this. So for over 100 years, Gillette dominated the razor market, and as a result, they put their prices up and up and up. But in 2011, this dude named Michael, he was kind of getting annoyed by how expensive razors were, so he started trying to sell high quality ones for just $1. The thing is, even though they were actually really good, no one believed that such a cheap product could be better than Gillette or as good, so the business struggled. But not to be defeated, Michael went and made a powerful change that landed his company 3.2 million customers, followed by a $1 billion exit in 2016. But what did this tiny startup do to compete against the multi-billion-dollar competition? Well, many people will claim the success of Dollar Shave Club was all down to this very funny viral advert that got millions and millions of views, but it wasn't. Views alone cannot solve this problem. The real genius was this. Before they produced that viral video, they sent free razors to early adopters and asked them to share their honest thoughts on social media. As positive reviews poured in, people started to see that a $1 razor could actually compete with Gillette's $30 option. And then when the views of their viral ad exploded, their focus on getting as much proof from their buyers as possible meant even more reviews flew in. As more reviews came in, it generated more sales, which generated more reviews, and then that made more sales. This built undeniable proof that their cheap product was as good as the tried and tested Gillette, and as a result, people started to trust their brand and took them way more seriously. So the mistake you must avoid if you want to grow your YouTube channel is thinking you are Gillette. Even if you are the best in the world at what you do, viewers won't believe it until you give them some proof that you are credible and trustworthy. Otherwise, they're just going to stick to watching the same channels they've respected for years. And with trust at an all-time low, because anyone can start a channel and claim to be an expert, you have to focus here significantly more than you think. But how do you build trust and credibility so fast that you become the Dollar Shave Club in your niche? Well, let me show you the first of the 5 game-changing things to say and do in your videos now that will get you powerful results. Sneezing is not the trust builder. Excuse me. So imagine if you were stuck in a lift with billionaire investor Warren Buffett and you asked him, Warren, what stock should I buy next? And then Warren spent 5 minutes talking about his amazing holiday to Fiji before he said anything to you about it. Would you interrupt him and say, yo, Warren, I asked about stocks, not snorkeling, bro? Of course not. You'd hang on every flipping word he said. Why? Because he's Warren flipping Buffett. That's the power of credibility. When people fully understand just how useful you could be to them, they pay attention fast. But how can you do that? And your intro casually reflects results you've got on yourself or other people so that viewers go, okay, this person clearly knows what they're doing. Teach me some more. What do you say to achieve that result? Well, let's say the video you're about to make is teaching people to play the guitar, and the title is 5 mistakes that wreck every solo. The intro might sound something like this. Have you ever wondered why you've never played a solo all the way through without a single mistake? Over the last 15 years teaching people to play the guitar, I noticed 5 big mistakes they all make that wreck their speed and performance. So today I'm going to show you the same thing I've shown over 1,000 of my guitar students that solved it instantly. Can you see what I did there? I mentioned how long I've been playing, teaching, and how many people I've helped, but I also baked it into the intro so it was very fast and it felt like a seamless part of it. The second credibility builder leveled this up even more, and it's so powerful it turned a struggling company into a multi-billion-dollar empire. So back around 2007, this dude called Drew had a cloud storage software that nobody would sign up for because, well, back then, telling people they could store things in a cloud made them look up in the sky and say this.
Yeah, but won't the data get wet up there?
Realizing the problem, Drew ditched all of these complex pitches that explained the intricate details of his offer, and then he simply created a straightforward video that just showed him dragging a file from his desktop into the cloud, and boom. They went from 5,000 on the waiting list to 75,000 overnight, and Dropbox was born. So if you want to build trust and credibility, simply saying what kind of result you can get is okay, but showing visual evidence is next level, because seeing is believing. But how do you do that? Well, there are a lot of ways. If you are in one of the graph go up niches, basically you help people grow a following or a business or invest, you add visual proof of your own results. Screenshots of your bank balances or your following growth, like I did at the start. And if you notice in every video I make now, It's the same. If you're teaching the guitar, you would play an epic solo as part of your hook like Doug here does. Stopping these mistakes. If you're in an arts or crafts or production niche, you just show your own work like Kirsty did. And if you're in a niche that can't really be represented by anything visual, you just flash up short testimonials from your clients to back up your claims. I couldn't find anyone else actually did this, but I did it in one of my videos recently. The thing is, does this mean you have to be world class at what you do to get ahead on YouTube now and have tons of things to brag about? Well, I mean, it helps a lot, but these next 3 things are going to build trust with viewers no matter who you are. And our third trust building trick is a little bit controversial, but I think I can please both sides of the argument by showing you how this actually works, because there's some science behind it. So let me ask you a question. Would you turn up to a job interview like this? No, of course not, because they would think you're really unprofessional and a bit weird and smelly. Which brings us on to the controversial part. A lot of people right now have seen the success of more stripped back creators growing really fast and have been tricked into thinking this will work for them too. But the thing is, it's just not true. This approach only really works consistently well for the long term for those with the Warren Buffett effect, meaning they have achieved something so remarkable, their viewers trust them no matter what, and their reputation precedes them. Videos of this nature also require pretty good speaking skills and an understanding of how to simplify content, tell stories, and use metaphors to keep people engaged. The people that do this well often have years of experience at a very high level of teaching, so it comes naturally to them too. It might look like they're just riffing, but there's a very good reason they can do that. If you don't have that level of results, producing a video that looks like it was shot on a potato just won't work for you. So what should you do instead so you can make a first impression that instantly raises your trust and credibility? Or you turn up to your job like this. Now, that doesn't mean going and spending $10,000 on loads of fancy equipment. I'm not saying that. Really, you just need to keep your setup simple and then remove any mess or clutter from behind you that people might judge negatively, like random papers or coffee cups or fluffy things. This isn't my studio. It's Nicholas Crystal's. Really, this is just about removing things that might put people off and distract and lower your credibility more than anything else. Having said that, here's some of the setups my clients have been producing over the last few months. And it's hard to argue that when you are met with that level of quality, it doesn't instantly raise their credibility. I'm so proud of you guys. The thing is, the real magic of fixing your setup isn't about what the viewer sees. It's more about you. And I've never actually heard anyone talk about this before, but after teaching hundreds of people to present on camera, I actually know that this is the secret sauce. And it works like this. How do you feel right now watching this? A little awkward? A little bit frustrated? No, you probably want to switch off because watching me squirm is making you uncomfortable, right? When people step in front of the camera, they instantly tense up. They hear these voices in their head telling them that people might judge the way that they look. You judge me, you son of a... They overthink the words they say rather than just letting them flow naturally. And as a result, their true personality is not reflected and they appear to lack confidence, which then destroys trust with your viewers. But look what happens when that vanishes. I'm going to present that line again. Even though it makes no sense now, you're probably more likely to believe what I'm saying. So how do you feel right now watching this? A little awkward? A little bit frustrated? You probably want to switch off because watching me squirm is making you squirm, right? Even though what I just said makes no sense, the way I presented it makes the information feel more credible, right? And this is why your setup is actually more important than you think, because if you do like yourself properly and you make a bit of effort, you're probably going to look at your video and go, wow, I look really flipping good. And then this will start to make you feel more confident, and that will translate into your presenting and raise your trust levels and credibility via confidence. Just watch Cody Sanchez and listen to how she talks. She exudes undeniable confidence in every word she says, and it's very hard to not trust someone when they present like this. Which brings us on to the fifth way to build credibility. Pretty much all of the biggest personal brands in the world swear by, and it's all to do with coffee. So in the early 90s, this dude called Harold went to Milan, and he noticed the amazing vibes at these cozy little coffee shops, and that people were laughing and chatting and doing anything other than actually working, and he thought to himself, do you know what? This is what America needs. Now, at this time, he was working for a coffee company, so he pitched them the dream that they should do the same thing and become a place between home and where people can relax and enjoy a cup of Mocha Joe. But his company turned around to him and said, we sell beans, not dreams. But Harold was so impressed, he left, he set up his own coffee shop, and he applied this method, and it was a huge hit. Now, a little while later, the company he used to work for decided to sell up, so Harold got investment and bought into it and then merged it with his idea to create the cutthroat conglomerate that is now known as Starbucks. The thing is, to raise money from investors, he didn't just give them a spreadsheet. He shared his journey about how he experienced firsthand the social and cultural role of coffee in Italy and how he'd replicated that model in the USA. This story provided proof that he knew what he was doing and raised his credibility and convinced others to believe in his vision, so they just threw money at him. Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Russell Brunson, Maria Forleo, Seth Godin, Chris Du, Simon Sinek. Watch anything these guys do, it's going to become crystal clear they use the exact same strategy as Harold in every bit of content they make to build trust. And they achieve that when they tell stories that prove results, and these stories back up the points they want to make. But how do you do that? Well, the ultimate credibility builder is to tell your own story that proves you got a result of some kind that your viewers want, or tell the story of the clients that you've helped and got a result for too. But if you don't have either of those, are you screwed? Well, no, because building credibility isn't just about proof. It's also about the way you make your viewers feel. And that means if you can find a story to make your point, even if it's not about you or a client, it'll make your content more engaging, your viewers will learn more. And when that happens, your trust and credibility raises and your viewers will come back. And trust me, these will become the flattest parts of your retention graph. Dropbox, Dollar Shave Club, Starbucks, even just mentioning Cody Sanchez and how my clients have built amazing sets, these are all slightly different types of stories that help to prove my points and raise my own credibility. The thing is, there's actually one other powerful way you can raise your credibility, and I call this a life changer. Doing this was probably one of the best decisions I have ever made. It really did change my life. It generated millions of views, millions of dollars, and the channels that can pull this up, they will see their views and businesses explode if they do it right. Now, because this credibility builder is so powerful, I've made an entire deep dive about it. So watch this video next to learn how to produce a video that could put you on the map as the most trustworthy, credible person in your niche.